And there's a reason that I've never been, and I'll probably never go, because it's Calgary. I mean, if you're from Canada visiting, once again, you can't get mad at me right now because you're here. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That's just a little South Florida shot for you people that are snowbirding down here. Glad to have you. Spend a lot of money and fill up our places. Help businesses out. Also going to be checking in just a little bit with Alejandro Solani. He is out at Hollywood Kia. Hopefully he'll jump on. We got to have a Solana on every show, no matter what. It's a rule here at Sports Day. Vlad makes sure of it every single time we're on the air. We have
a rule for the station.
What? It's a rule for the station?
Yeah, we have to have a Solana on.
There's a lot of Solanas. His dad, his brother, him.
Solana, our favorite, Daniel Solana.
Yeah, one of these days we'll have him on a whole day, a Sunday, a Solana Sunday. But in the meantime, we're going to be with you the whole time. And yeah, glad you're doing okay. I never ask if you're doing okay. I always just start diving in. That's my problem. I'm not all that great, man.
What's going on, bro?
I'm just a little behind on everything today. I'm kind of buying time, if you don't know. It's just, man, I haven't slept this week. A lot of morning shows, a lot of morning shifts, and some of it's been for charity and for good work, so I don't mind it so much. But whew, man, and I've been ducking and diving and weaving around here at the radio station. A lot of things.
Yeah, I know about that.
Yeah. Oh, you know about it? Okay. So I thought I kept it on the low, but
oh no, you had told me last week.
Okay. So I told you. I tell you, you're privy to a lot more stuff than most things that do here, Vlad. So let's get to it. Let's get to the headlines. Let's get caught up with everything that's going on. Odell Beckham Jr., after just 9 games and 9 catches, has been released by the Dolphins. Miami plays the Houston Texans tomorrow at 1.
I hate to tell you, I told you so.
I know, man. I had such high hopes for Odell Beckham Jr. going into the season. I should have known when he was at the LSU, what game opened the year? USC game. When he was quote unquote injured and on the IR, he took the megaphone from the band director and started yelling at the band. There was a viral video of that. I should have known at that point he didn't have it together. He was not going to be an impact player here in Miami. His greatest highlight in Miami, catching that first down against the Rams that sealed the game.
And rumor has it he might be going back to the Rams.
That's probably where he'll go. That's probably who will put up with him. Honestly, I'm an LSU guy. I'm a New Orleans guy. He's an LSU guy, a New Orleans guy. He went to Neville High School. Not Neville High School. What am I talking about? He went to, oh, man, I'm really losing my mind. The rich kid school, Newman High School. Peyton Manning, Eli Manning, all went there. But, yeah, I'm not going to miss him with the Dolphins, Vlad. You were right. He's not, no, goodness gracious. But, yeah, Dolphins, though, season on the line tomorrow. Is it fair to say that? The season's on the line? The season might have already been on the line, but definitely season on the line. I'm not buying, Vlad, we're going to get into this later in the show. I'm not buying this. I do this every time. We're due. We're going to beat a good team. We're going to go, and I know it's indoors, but, every time we start saying they're going to change the narrative, Tua even says he's going to change the narrative, and they don't. So I'm not holding out hope that they win tomorrow. I'm going with the odds this time. I'm going to say, it's going to be a tough one. Going with the odds, Cam Ward not going to win the Heisman Trophy tonight, but he will be at the ceremony in New York. That's going to be at 8 o'clock. He is one of the 4 finalists and insists he will play for the Canes when they face Iowa State at the Pop-Tarts Bowl Saturday, December 28th at 3:30. Smart move, Vlad?
I wouldn't.
I would definitely not play. And then it's not like he's been at all 4 years or whatever, 5 years here at Miami.
No, it's been 1 year.
It's been 1 year.
You gave us a good 12 games. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You were a great free agent. Thank you. It was awesome.
Yeah, go get your money, man.
Go get your money.
Don't play for no Pop-Tarts.
No, I guess he's already made a lot of money here at the U. So.
Yeah, still don't play for no Pop-Tarts.
I know it'd be one thing, if you're going to the Rose Bowl or like one of these,
right? But now that those bowls are associated with the college football playoffs.
How are you gonna end your career, man? Last game at Miami, Pop-Tarts Bowl.
Huh? I ain't gonna lie to you, B, because I'm looking at some of these bowls.
I do like the names though.
Pop-Tarts.
That's one of my favorites.
I like calling somebody a Pop-Tart. You're a Pop-Tart.
Oh, that's a derogatory term.
It could sound like a derogatory term, or you could be a term of endearment.
The reason, yeah. I like Pop-Tarts. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, who doesn't like Pop-Tarts?
If anybody's turning down Pop-Tarts, they're not healthy for you, but who cares? The one thing Cam Ward can say about this, and this would be my reasoning if I were Cam Ward and I were to play, and of course, your camaraderie and all that stuff, but you won a whole lot of games, you put up a whole lot of stats, but you really didn't win anything at Miami. So maybe this is his chance to say, okay, we did win something. We won the Pop-Tarts Bowl that had an edible mascot and got free Pop-Tarts.
Pop-Tart.
Okay. Joe Zagacki. I wonder if Joe Zagacki's getting his free Pop-Tarts right now.
I just hope he's healthy for today's
Yeah,
game.
he's been a little under the weather.
Yeah, man. Our boy Hollywood had to do the game from the Garden. I always said,
lucky him, though.
Yeah, man. Shout out to him. He did a good job, man. He did a really good job.
I mean, I'd go call a game in Moscow, Idaho if, they needed me, man, just for the trip. But get to go to the Mecca. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
The Heat, winners of 4 in a row, are back in action Monday at 7 against the Pistons for their final NBA Cup game. Miami is expected to move Thomas Bryant to the Pacers and possibly sign Drew Smith to a standard deal. Once again, Vlad, you told me Thomas Bryant is not going to be an impact player for the Heat. I said, au contraire. Man, was I wrong about that.
2 for 2 for today.
Whew. I'm 0 for 2. But then again, I'm more than 0 for 2 this month. Inter Miami will face Sporting KC in round 1 of the CONCACAF Champions Cup Tuesday, February 18th, and on the 25th. I looked up tickets for U.S. men's soccer against Venezuela, Vlad. $30.
On the 18th?
$30, yeah, January 18th. $30. That's not bad. Not bad. I mean, I know a better price, but, we'll see how that goes. College games today.
Free is always for me.
Yeah, I know. I don't even know who to contact about this. Maybe I can resort to the Venezuela embassy and see if they can slang me a few tickets. I ain't looking for good tickets. I'm just looking for tickets. Might just go to the parking lot tailgate too. Might be fun. Get some tequeños, some shots. They're good. College games today, headlined by Army, Navy. That's going to be at 3 o'clock. At 2 o'clock, the pregame will start right here on 560 WQAM. Also, you get Jackson State and South Carolina State. They just got underway at the Cricket Celebration Bowl. Sounds pretty cool. Then at 9 o'clock tonight, Salute the Veterans Bowl featuring South Alabama and Western Michigan. Vlad, unless I'm betting on that game, there is no way I'm watching South Alabama or Western Michigan.
Nah, I'm not doing that. I'm not even wasting my money on that. And I waste my money on a lot.
Unless it's a sure thing, I ain't betting on it. The Panthers continue their Western swing tonight at 10 when they take on the Calgary Flames. Like I said, Matthew Tkachuk returns.
How am I getting these games, man? Why I gotta come out here late night and do these games? I'm not doing it tonight.
No, you're not doing
but
it tonight.
The other games, all the rest of the West Coast trip, Vlad, I don't like it.
You lived out there for a while. You lived in California, so they figure you're a West Coast guy. You're on West Coast time.
It ain't 7:30 when I'm working the game. It's 10.
There's nothing funner, and I've done it my whole entire career and life, Vlad, than waiting to work.
Oh, Jesus.
And I did nights for so long, and literally, you just sat around all day waiting to work.
Yeah, no, listen, I am the king of the late night shift overnight, but man,
you left some remnants the other night from your late night soiree in the studio.
I did.
I cleaned up for you. Don't worry.
Oh, good.
Yeah, what's that? Don't worry about it. I'm cleaning. Who was here last night? I don't know.
That's funny.
Basically, I am. American Heritage defeated Orlando Jones High 40-31 for the 4A state championship. Miami commit Malachi Toney went 15 for 18 for 188 yards.
I like that name.
No interceptions. He's going to play receiver at the U, though. So get
Malachi Toney. That sounds like a name. That sounds like a football player.
So he was a receiver. Then they needed him at quarterback because they didn't have a quarterback. So he filled in at quarterback and won a state championship. Now he's going back to receiver at the U because I was going to say we have a quarterback already at the U, but we really don't. Maybe Emory Williams, maybe transfer portal. I don't know. We'll see. Mario Cristobal's got this. Did you hear President Biden has pardoned Nevin Shapiro for his Ponzi scheme?
I mean, if you're going to pardon your son, you might as well pardon Evan Shapiro.
That would be interesting. I'll never be president for a lot of reasons.
I'm definitely pardoning my son if I was president.
I'll pardon the hell out of everybody.
The whole fam, all my peoples. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, what are they going to do to you? I hate to say it, lame duck. I mean, and let's be honest, Biden ain't going to be around that much longer. I mean, go ahead. Do what you want to do. What are you going to do to me? Do your best. Do your best. I don't know. Nevin Shapiro, though. Will he ever get pardoned and be allowed back on the campus of the U or at a game? No.
But I think he started talking. I'm not mistaken. He already said that Cam Ward's going to the Giants and Shedeur Sanders is going to the Raiders.
Shedeur Sanders, there's video of him throwing
to Malik Neighbors
in the New York City streets.
Right, because he's in New York for the Heisman. I think to show support to his boy Travis Hunter and everything like that. But yeah. He was making the rounds in New York City, and obviously he said the Giants have been around a lot of Colorado games, but I believe Neville said that Cam is going to the Giants and Shedeur is going to the Raiders.
Ooh, yeah, that's where they kind of want the Raiders, and Deion kind of want that. And Travis Hunter also said that Deion Sanders not going anywhere, staying in Boulder, Colorado as the Buffalo's coach.
Yeah, he's got a great quarterback coming in.
But then again, How many coaches have guaranteed us they ain't going nowhere, and then whoop, next day, that's Tommy Tuberville. Only way they're taking me out of Ole Miss is in a wooden casket. 2 days later, Tommy Tuberville introduced as Auburn's new head football coach. Like, good job, very classy. Tuberville.
They put him in a wooden casket for him to travel to his new job.
Nick Saban, no way in hell I'm leaving LSU for the Dolphins. Whoop, gone.
Best move he ever made.
Worst move he ever made for the Dolphins. Sucked. Bad job. And
Best
then
move
you heard him talking all that nonsense. It was a crap job. Oh, yeah. Let's not forget, you had 100% control. So everything that went right and everything that went wrong is on you, big man. People forget that. We don't, but the national media forgets that. Nick Saban, terrible failure with the Dolphins. Set the organization back probably 15 years.
He won 7 titles. It's good. It don't matter. Nobody's going to remember that stain on you.
What do you think about Bill Belichick? What's he doing in North Carolina?
Dude, I can't see him going to parents' house and trying to pitch, like, yeah, Mrs. Day. Yes, this is some good. This is some good mashed potatoes.
Word is that he is very obviously, look at his girlfriend. He's a very charismatic person. What you get in press conferences and in public is not what you apparently get behind closed doors. Channing Crowder even said it when he was getting drafted. He met with Bill Belichick and couldn't believe.
No, I get it, but I'm just still talking and like sitting on the couch eating dinner, like,
Oh, it's a new day and age, and we talked about Deion Sanders talked about it. He's like, I don't go to kids' houses; they come to mine. They'd rather come to mine than me go to theirs.
But that's prime. Prime is relevant, young, and still hip.
Belichick's dating a 26-year-old.
I'm not going to Belichick's house. Why am I going to go to an old man's house?
Because he's cool, man.
Hell no.
He's cool. He knows everybody.
It's Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. Get out of here.
I go there. I watched that documentary about Mr. Rogers.
Exactly.
What an interesting dude. First of all, I never realized how what would be the word? How not trend setting, but Mr. Rogers dealt with some real stuff, man.
Well, he was a real person, so he dealt with real issues.
But like he was talking about assassinations and talking about like accepting LGBTQ plus people and you keep waiting for the other shoe to drop. And honestly, it just seemed like Mr. Rogers is just a good guy. And you're waiting, you're like, oh, he's probably a perv or something. Nope, not a whisper of it. Just a good guy, good family man.
Won't you be my neighbor?
What a show. I never knew it was so serious, though. I don't know. NFL Hall of Famer and ESPN analyst Randy Moss is recovering from major surgery following learning that he had a cancerous mass in his bile duct. Ooh, so wishing the best for Randy Moss. Great guy, from what I understand. I don't know him. Leroy Horde knows him from this radio station. Played with him in Minnesota. Great receiver. I like the time he mooned all the fans. And
then Joe Buck overreacted, not knowing what it was for. Yeah, I loved it. I loved it.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Speaking of good stuff, let's go ahead and take a step into the day spa. A woman is at odds with her family after learning years ago while in high school her family spiked her vegetarian meals with meat. So, I mean, let's water under the bridge. Like, Vlad, you know me, I'm vegan, whatnot. If you spiked my meal with some meat and I didn't know it, whatever. Okay. That's why, like, if I was a server, and vegan people can be just aggravating as hell because some people that are vegan want you to know it and like really get rid. Like, are you cooking on the same grill that there's already cross contamination of meat? Just tell them no. They're not going to know the difference. I'm just saying, like, I mean, I don't want to lie to them. Whatever. Lying is so easy. Watch, you want to lie to you right now?
Good.
You know where I'm going tonight? Prime 112. It's going to be awesome. Been saving up. I'm really excited to go. You want to go? I'll pay.
You're lying. Sure.
See how easy that was? Next up, we're going to speak the truth. I got to talk about a few things, man. There's a few things that are on my mind. Dolphins. Are we buying that they're actually going to win in Texas tomorrow? We'll talk about it next here on Sports Day 560 WQAM. Scared to look. Scared to death, scared to look. Ain't no such thing as halfway crooks. Talking to you, Dolphins. Every time you play a decent team, every time you go into the cold weather.
Well, they're not going to cold weather tomorrow.
I know, lucky for them. Lucky
In
it's
the dome.
indoors. Scared to death, scared to look. They're shook. Are the Dolphins halfway crooks?
Well, I mean, that was
Ain't no such thing, though.
They maybe they're a quiet storm.
They are the quiet storm.
Maybe they're a quiet storm that's about to erupt.
I
maybe
do this
that's what they're gonna do.
every time, Vlad. I'm doing it again now. I'm not letting myself fall for it. Every time we play a good team, a playoff team, or in cold weather, I say, changing the narrative. They've talked about this for years. Mike McDaniel, every meeting's at the 24-minute mark because they're going to end the playoff drought. And on Green Bay, we're going to go into the frozen tundra on Thanksgiving, and we're going to change the narrative. Every time I believe it. Why should I believe that the Dolphins are going to go into Energy Stadium against the Houston Texans and win tomorrow? Is there a reason? I'm saying they're due, and I do this every time.
All right, so here's the thing. The narrative is now they can't be good teams on the road, correct?
The narrative is they can't be good teams.
No, the narrative they can't be good teams on the road, and can't win in the cold.
That's a recipe
All
for
right,
very,
but
very
there's no
bad.
cold tomorrow.
No, the
It's
air
a
conditions
dome.
will be blowing.
Houston is a good team.
But
This game is on the road.
Mm-hmm.
But we do have questions about Houston this season.
Oh.
You know, they even though they're leading their division, a lot of expectations were put on them this season, and they might not be living up to the expectations.
Well, their offensive line is an absolute basura. You and I probably played a little bit of offensive line. So CJ Stroud is under duress. Although once again, we warned you. Now, this was one we were both right about. A little bit of a sophomore slump. We said there's going to be more tape on CJ Stroud.
Film on you, baby.
He's not sneaking up on anybody. He's having a little bit of a slump. Part of it is his offensive line is a janitorial workers at the stadium.
Except for Laramie Tunsil.
Except for Laramie Tunsil. Our guy. Got a ton for him.
Formerly.
Yeah. Got a lot for him.
But it's in it. No, listen.
But no Teron Armstead. No,
this is a big game for the simple reason of this.
I'm not questioning.
Denver is playing Indianapolis, and as right now, Denver is the 7th seed. They have the last spot in the playoff. They have the third and final wild card spot. Or is it? Yeah.
Indianapolis has the tiebreaker.
And Indianapolis is ahead of you because they have the tiebreaker. You both have the same record, I believe. So you kind of want Indy to win,
and then hope that those teams continue to lose.
Right? And no, you hope Indy to win because at least you know the Chargers and Broncos have to meet each other. And the Chargers have a tough game against the Buccaneers, and Herbert was limping around. So the thing about it is the teams that are ahead of you have to play each other and might knock one out.
Beat each other up.
So all you got to do is win the next 4.
So let's win out next 4.
But 2 of those 4 are on the road
One
against bad teams, but in the cold.
Cleveland at night, which you never know because Jameis Winston.
We don't know if it's still a night game. I think they might flex it.
Oh, they might flex it. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. But you never know with Jameis Winston. You could get the good Jameis Winston, or you could get the Jameis Winston praying to God that he doesn't throw it to the other team. Then this Jets team, Vlad, I have no clue what they're going to look like January 5th.
I know how they're going to look like. It's going to be the same team that you see next year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they're going to run it back. But
good.
They were doing a lot against the Dolphins defense last week. They were they were going up and down. They made Jalen Ramsey look, the tag team that Devontae Adams and Garrett Wilson put on Jalen Ramsey.
Jalen Ramsey got burnt. I ain't gonna lie. Speaking of getting burnt, well, not so much today because the sun isn't out. We have Alejandro Salon checking in from Hollywood Kia. That's that Inter Miami. Once again, that the Dolphins are going to change the narrative by defeating a playoff team tomorrow on the road.
You know what? Do you guys hear me okay, by the way? I know it's a little windy out here, so I apologize. Great. All right. You know what, Dan? Yeah, you know I'm a bit pessimistic when it comes to the Dolphins, but the Houston Texans, are they really that good? I know they're 8-5. They're going to win the division. Like, their division's trash. But go check out their schedule. I mean, they really don't have an impressive victory this season.
They beat Buffalo.
That's the only one. That's the only one. I know. But, I mean,
they played Buffalo.
We have not. We have not beaten Buffalo in a long time. They're our daddies. You know how I feel about that. But I will say, other than that win against Buffalo, they lost to the Vikings. They lost to the Lions. Every other good team, real good team they've played outside of Buffalo, they lost. And 1 p.m. in a dome for Tua Tagovailoa, I mean, that's perfect conditions for him. This isn't going to Green Bay and playing in 25-degree weather. This seems like a winnable game for the Miami Dolphins. When they're going into Green Bay, I had very little hope that they were going to be able to pull it off. Anytime in December or January, they're going on the road to face a really good team, I'm going to have my doubts until they prove us wrong. But this one feels a little bit different. It really does.
Well, the Heat are coming into form. They've been hot as of late. Tyler Hero named the player of the week. And you're out at Hollywood Kia with a chance to go see those Heat.
Yes, sir. So, Dan Day, right now it's the Seasons of New Tradition sales event going on at Hollywood Kia. This is where we used to do the Javon Holland event. So I think our listeners are pretty familiar with where this is. I'm on the corner of Pembroke Road and 441 right now. And all you have to do, look, our promo team is behind us. Ty is here with me. We have WQAM swag, and we're giving away a pair of Miami Heat tickets. All you have to do, come find us, again, corner of Pembroke Road and 441, noon to 2 p.m. You scan a barcode, and you're entered for a chance to win Heat Nets tickets, which will be on December 23rd. Man, Tyler's playing unbelievable right now, right? I mean, he is playing complete basketball, and he's going to be an all-star, I think.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Vlad, even you would agree right now, Tyler Hero's playing all-star level basketball.
Yeah. I think if there's two players that should make the all-star team, it's Tyler Hero and OG Anunoby. For guys that you didn't expect to take that next step, but they have. Tyler's carried your whole offense this season.
Yeah.
He's carried the whole offense this season.
Yeah, Pelicans should have traded for him, giving the Heat Zion Williamson.
And Solana, gotta give Tyler credit for all these years of hearing his name in every trade rumor, every offseason, he's about to be sent off. He came this year with a great attitude, and he's displaying it right now.
It's funny because he mentions that anytime he's been asked over the past couple of weeks, what's led to this, I shouldn't say transition, but more so, this step up of play from him consistently. And he talked about that mindset. He talked about just the fact that he's come into this season with a clear head, and he's really just been able to focus on being a better basketball player. But Dan, I remember I had joined you a couple of weeks prior to the season, and the big topic was the Heat at training camp are trying to kind of reformat their offense, right? And they want to take more threes. They want to shoot at the rim. And there was even that funny story about how Spo had devalued points in the mid-range at the Heat's training camp at Baha Mar in the Bahamas. And what I think we're seeing is Tyler Hero has not only embraced that role, but this style of offense where the Heat are right now a top 10 offensive team in terms of offensive rating, which is wild when you consider the Heat were bottom 10, throughout this entire era with Jimmy Butler offensively. We know defensively they've always been really great with Bam Adebayo, Jimmy, that's the Heat's identity. But they're a top 10 offensive team since making the change to their starting lineup. They're 8-2, and I don't think anybody's benefited from that change more than Tyler Hero, because don't roll your eyes, but he's putting up Steph Curry numbers and Steph Curry efficiency, shooting threes at the top of the key and getting to the rim, and his finishing at the rim this year has been unbelievable. So I think just the fact that they were able to start playing this style of offense, and Tyler really embraced it, but I also think it suits his game better as well, has really led to him looking like an all-star this year.
I want to ask you this, Solana. We knew there was going to be some growing pains, and it was very evident, especially in the first game of the season, that this new offense was going to take some time. Do you feel as though now the team is starting to get into their groove and this offense is rolling, and the defense is always going to be there with Eric Spoelstra?
Yeah, I don't know how you can deny it, just from the fact that I just mentioned they're 8-2 since they changed that starting lineup. But when you look at the numbers prior to Miami making that switch, right? We know Niko Jovic was starting, and I don't think right now is a fair time to criticize Niko because he's coming off his best game of the season the other night, where literally the Heat are down 16. He comes into the game and he plays the final 8:37 of that second quarter, and they go into halftime up 7.
And you could tell by his face that he was like, "This is it. This is my moment. I'm going to show everyone."
Yeah,
that was it.
And he balled, man, 3 of 3, knocked down 2 triples, got to the free throw line. Like, he was that spark that they were missing. Him and Drew Smith, just a wild situation we're in. But since they made that change, I mean, they literally went from one of the worst offensive teams to a top 10 team. And right now, you look at what Duncan Robinson's doing, shooting the ball a lot better. You look at what Haywood Highsmith is doing defensively, we know, but he's also been reliable from beyond the arc. Van's kind of gotten out of that shooting slump. And I know right now everybody's focused on where Jimmy Butler is going to end up being traded because those are the reports. But Jimmy Butler, outside of that game the other day against Toronto, had been playing his best basketball of the season as well. So, look, they beat 3 teams before Toronto the other day that are all considered playoff teams. I know the Lakers are trash right now. Nobody knows where LeBron is, but that's still a team that's above 500. Then to beat Phoenix and Cleveland on back-to-back nights, with Cleveland coming into your house on the second night of a back-to-back.
Listen, you don't gotta sell. You don't gotta sell us, Solana.
You know?
You don't gotta sell us, Solana. You don't gotta sell us. You don't gotta sell us.
All right,
the team is playing very well. The team is playing very well, and I'm sick and tired of people saying, "Oh, who have you beaten?" They beat the team that they were supposed to beat. That's like, even for the Dolphins. Oh, stop. They play the team that they're playing. So if they win, that's the game they got to win or lose.
Right.
If they win that game, let's move on.
Last year, what were the 2 things other than health, right, that the Heat couldn't do consistently? Win at home. Well, right, but I'm saying win at home and beat quality teams. They beat up, I think they were 14-1 against the bottom 4 teams or bottom 5 teams in the Eastern Conference, the non-playoff teams in the East last year. But they were well below 500 against playoff teams last season. And at home last year, they just weren't good enough. And that this year has been corrected.
That's a problem. Because I remember your boy Tobin saying that they haven't won a home playoff game since Game 4 against Boston.
Ooh, yeah.
No, Game 3 against Boston. Game 3 against Boston in the Eastern Conference.
Right.
Yeah, they haven't won a playoff game at home. So that is something that they'll definitely have to.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, they played 2 last season only without Jimmy Butler. They also won a play-in game to get into the playoffs at home against the Chicago Bulls. They blew them out. I mean, I get what you're saying, though. Like, they're going to play those teams, right? Those elite teams at some point in the postseason. But I think the goal this year has to be to avoid the play-in. It has to be a top 6 seed, right, Dan? And right now,
it's not even that. I think you should try to get home court. Like, try to be a top 4.
Yeah,
if you wanted a top 4.
Right now, you know, considering the way this season started, where they were blown out by Boston and Toronto, they had lost to Toronto, then blown out by Boston. They were below 500. Considering now, 4 games later, you feel
they're
a
like
lot
the
better.
5th seed, right?
Yeah, you're the 5th seed. You're tied in the loss column with Orlando and New York. You're only 2 games out of that 3 seed. Again, a lot of basketball left to play, but I do think you feel a lot better today than you did 2 Sundays ago, for sure.
Yeah, the Heat are trending in the right direction. The Lakers, 87 points last night.
Yeah, well, Bron didn't play.
Yeah. That's a trade right now, man.
Oh, Solana, so how long are you out at Hollywood Kia for?
Yeah, so I'm out here noon to 2 p.m. again. I'll remind everybody, and I'll call in a little bit later to give you an update about what's going on out here. But we have people at the tent right now on the corner of Pembroke Road and 441. We have a pair of Heat tickets to give away, and I'm telling you, there are a million people here right now for the seasons of new traditions going on at Hollywood Kia. I talk about it all the time, right, Dan? Forte, Soul, Sorrento, Telluride, the fully electric EV9. For all their vehicles, the price you see is the price you pay. So come on out here. I'll be here till 2 p.m. I'm rocking my Inter Miami jersey right now, and you're going to have a chance to win a pair of Heat tickets.
Solana, you don't just talk the talk, you walk the walk. Your lady, Valentina, actually owns a Kia, and everyone always says they love driving their Kia. What makes Kia so fun?
Well, first of all, I mean, obviously I'm a partner with Hollywood Kia, but their service here really is spectacular. Dan Day, my fiance's Sorrento is behind me. I drove it today because she had a flat tire a couple weeks ago. I got it patched up for her, but I called my guy, Adrian Pucci, who's the general manager here, and he said, no problem. Just let me know when you get here. They're going to fix the tire for me. They make it so seamless. The customer service here really is top notch. So, you know, I experience it myself. I'm not a phony, and I want to let everybody know that the same experience I'm getting is the experience they're going to get as well.
Well, you can experience Solana out there at Hollywood Kia till 2 o'clock. Chance to win some heat tickets. We like having you. Come on back later next hour and jump on anytime. You're more than welcome.
Yes, sir. You guys know I love Sports Day, Vlad, Dan Day. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. What else,
Solana?
What else do we like? Oh, we're going to tell you that next in our segment, What I Like, here on 560 WQAM.
Next W.
That's not NWA. What am I talking about? It's OPP by Naughty by Nature. Oh man. Get into what I like. Some of the things that I liked over the past week or so. Kind of figure out what's going on with the world, not just here in Miami, but around the world. My guy, fellow Wody, LSU Tiger, Ryan Clark, had some very strong words, and a lot of people do, for the 49ers, Devondre Campbell. Yeah, he's going to get it.
RC, what is your perspective?
Don't give a damn about none of that, right? Because it is a competition, right? It is a competitive sport. And part of competitive sports is it's not only about what you have done as an individual, but the guy you're competing against. And I'm not talking about the Los Angeles Rams. I'm talking about Dre Greenlaw. As great as Fred Warner is, everyone in that locker room felt like Greenlaw was actually the heartbeat of this defense. He's the heartbeat of this team. When you watch the beginning of that game, there was no player that popped more than number 57. So if you're Devondre Campbell, you have to be able to see that. Right. And you also miss the fact that if I'm Devondre Campbell, I'm not only playing to show that I can be a valuable part of the San Francisco 49ers. I'm playing so I can show to Mike Tannenbaum, who may be over in New York or who may be over in Miami, that I can be a valuable piece to their locker room. That it's not just about my former all-pro years and what I can do on the grass. It's about the leadership that I can provide in the locker room. It's about having some sort of football integrity, some sort of football character. And for people like us, Bart, right? The people that weren't entitled to anything, the people that were cut off of football teams, the people that nobody called on draft day. My big thing, right? My big thing to say freak you, or my big thing to say that I'm better or you not treating me the right way was to go out and ball.
So if you don't know what happened, and you surely by now you do, Kyle Shanahan in the third quarter tells Devondre Campbell, linebacker, get in the game. And he said, nah, I'm not going in, and leaves the field. Vlad, I'm telling you, Devondre Campbell, he's going to have to get another job.
Another job? He can never go. The only locker room he'll be able to go to is probably the XFL.
Yeah, or whatever, USL, what it's called.
Or whatever.
The UFL.
UFL. That's it.
I don't even, if I'm a player,
he can't even go.
Locker room,
he can't even go to the facilities where these guys work out in the off season, like, where a whole bunch, those type of places. He couldn't show his face there. He's an outcast right now. He just outcasted himself in any locker room,
the Canadian League, he's that guy.
You don't quit on your brothers, bro. You don't quit on your players. You don't. You saw what happened to Antonio Brown? Antonio Brown?
Yep.
Never back again.
Never.
You saw
Vince Young did it once too.
Vontae Davis.
He waited till the end of the game.
Vontae Davis?
Yeah.
He did that.
You come into my locker room in your life, it's
a nasty situation. To give you background, he was replacing their Pro Bowl linebacker Dre Greenlaw,
right?
Who suffered a nasty Achilles injury in the second quarter of the Super Bowl. They've been waiting all year for him to come back, so he's been starting in his place. What's his name? Campbell.
Devondre.
This was the first game all season that he wasn't starting because Greenlaw came back.
Yeah.
Greenlaw, who's coming back from an injury, is probably on a pitch count.
Absolutely.
You're going to play, but you're going to be all in your emotions. You're going to be all in your feelings, especially at this time when we're trying to battle to get into a playoff position where a win against the Rams might help us win the division, help us get back into this division race, or a win still keeps our wild card hopes alive. And my man's going to decide he wants to walk out in the third quarter. So have you been thinking about this? It just couldn't happen right then and there that you want to quit.
I was surprised that even a trainer was walking off with it. I'd have been nasty. Like, walk your ass off, man. You don't need no protection. You don't need nobody.
Nah. I would have let him walk. Nah, you walk away from the team.
You're not worthy of a trainer even walking with you. Get the hell off the field.
But you know what? Sometimes you kind of, you know what? Get out. Like, all right, I'm going to make sure you get out. I'm going to walk you out. I want you to get all your possessions and get the hell out of here because you're never entering that. There was nothing. And here's the sad part, right? So I was talking to my boy, right, about this. And my boy was like, the only way for him to come back, he's going to have to say he's mental.
Yeah, he's going to have to. Yeah. I'm not going to say have to blame. He's going to have to say that it was the only way. He was going through a mental. And honestly, to do something like that, you're probably not that stable. I would never walk out on my teammates. I would never walk out on my family. The classier thing to do, go in there, grin and bear it. At the end of the game, say, Coach, look, I ain't doing this no more. Put me on IR. Do whatever you want. Cut me. Do what you want.
You should have done it in the locker room at halftime.
You finish. Yeah.
Don't come out in the second half thinking I'm thinking you're in in this battle with me, and then you're gonna, yeah, you know what? I'm out.
All time.
Peace.
Bomb, man. And I mean, Kyle Shanahan kind of gave a political answer when is he going to still be on the team? He goes, I don't know about it. He said, I don't know about that. I would have said,
no. He
I'd have said straight up.
He couldn't say anything because of the NFL and the
PA?
NFL PA. Yeah,
oh, okay.
He couldn't.
But he was mincing his words, kind of saying
he was just saying like and you heard what the players say. You can never showcase, man. Ain't no apology in the world that's gonna save you, B.
Even Chris Greer knows not to pick that guy up, right? Right? Man, if he's on the Dolphins team next year, I'm gonna be
he ain't that talented.
I'm gonna be infuriated.
He must not be that good, because if he was that good, San Francisco would have. Yeah, you know what? We'll eat that.
Yeah,
you ain't that good.
He has a stomach problem. He wasn't feeling good. I don't know. Ugh.
RVA Richie's funny. He says that's like Dan refusing a brown paper bag from Jensen's.
Yeah, come on, man.
Of his liquor at Jensen's.
Yeah.
Come on, man. He's got to go. You can't win with him.
I don't want him on my
I don't want him on my team. Can't win with him. Can't win with him.
Nope. None of that. One of the James guys has been balling lately. It's not LeBron.
I actually watched this game.
It's goodness, we'll get to that. It's Bronny James.
Get the roll. Samuel tried to tip. That won't fall either. And it's James looking to attack. And down to the cup. Falling back. It took 0-1. How about the body control for Bronny James? And a chance at a 3-point play.
Okay, so Bronny James isn't doing it with the LA Lakers. He's doing it with the South Bay Lakers. But he's double figures. He's scoring. He's making things happen, playing defense. He might have a G League star.
Okay.
Does that mean anything?
Yeah, it does. It does. That means from whatever he's taking, being with the varsity team, he's going to the JV team and busting their ass.
So for anyone that wants to diminish that Bronny James is balling in the G League, okay, I mean, it's better that he's balling than if he's not. If he's putting up pedestrian numbers,
if he was going every day,
scoring like 8.
All right, think about it. Say like you go in every day, you're learning from the big guys, and then now you're coming to the G League and you only putting up like you said 8-10 points. People gonna be like, well, what's the point of you being up there in the first place other than being with your father? But now if you're going there and you giving me 30, you know what I'm saying, shooting the ball very well, driving, catching alleys, then I'm like, oh, okay, what you're learning from there, you're formulating it down here to work on your game, sharpen your tools, so that when you do go back up,
you can be a contributor.
You could be a contributor.
Look, I'm happy, but like let's be honest, keep it a buck.
It's Bronny
came in as an unfinished product.
He
was not fully cooked. He wanted to get in the league it was the right time and the right place. But that's the thing. We knew he was an unfinished product. We knew he had to develop. We knew he wasn't ready for the NBA, but now he's showing he has potential.
People are talking about a second round pick, number 52 or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're expecting him to be a key contributor to a team. No, that doesn't happen like that.
No.
Even though other second rounders weren't like, it took Manu a little bit, it took Kawhi a little bit. Let's stop. It's only because his name is Bronny James.
And like I said, he was undercooked. He saw an opening to get into the league.
I don't care.
And went before he was probably ready.
Ladies and gentlemen, if my parents had a way, and if I had a way for my kids or whatever, yes, nepotism is good.
Look, I hope he has a long NBA career, and I think
nepotism is good.
I think he can contribute in some ways. I don't know if he's going to be a 20-point scorer or 30-point scorer.
We don't know. Who knows?
But he's 19, 20 years old. Give him some time. Like, I'm not diminishing doing good in the G League. We have guys on the Heat that did good in the G League for a while and are now big-time contributors on the
Dude, if he's a Drew Joyce, good for him.
Yeah.
Nobody would have thought Drew Joyce would have been, a contributor.
Well,
if he's Gabe Vincent, knock it out. If he's Kendrick Nunn, you could, you already got the Lakers, so you don't have to steal from them. You're already on there.
Yeah.
But yeah,
the Lakers should never
sign a Miami
Heat player ever. I don't care if it's Jimmy Butler. I don't care if it's Bam Adebayo. Don't do it.
Never sign any undrafted
anybody that has anything to do with
undrafted free agents from the Heat. Don't do it.
Whoo!
Cleveland too. Max Strus.
Didn't JJ Redick come out and say that he didn't say it, but he kind of intimated that he doesn't like Gabe Vincent? The coach of the Lakers basically said he didn't like Gabe Vincent. Oh, well, doesn't give you a lot of reasons not to. Oh, man. This is one that's kind of near and dear to my heart and a little bit sore. On the Pat McAfee show the other day, my dude, Captain America, Christian Pulisic, he came on and was asked about the state of the U.S. men's soccer team.
We're closer than we've ever been, or think what do you think? How much can we talk about the United States soccer at this moment, do you think?
I mean, I definitely say we're closer than we ever have been. I think, like you mentioned, there's so many top players now playing in Europe at the highest level, and we've just never had that before. So absolutely, I think fans can be excited, but yeah, now it's on us to go out and show and prove why why we can hang with the best and beat the best.
Yeah, that's right, Christian. It's time to stop talking and start walking. I believed in them, Vlad. Remember I'll go 0 for 3 today. Man, you wait till that CONMEBOL Cup. We're gonna show them. We're hosting.
I laughed at
We're gonna ball out. You said, yeah, right. I go, watch out, Argentina. We're coming for you. Far from it. Couldn't beat Panama. Terrible. So I'm not doing this no more.
You hear this, folks? This is Vlad patting himself on the back.
We have more players in the Premier League and overseas and this and this. No,
we stink.
You sucked.
We stink. Absolutely, we stink.
I've been burnt so much now lately that I'm done with it. Christian, I love you. You're my guy. Team USA, I ride or die with you. But goodness gracious, stop talking all this. Oh, Americans, U.S. soccer's in the best place it's ever been. Just look. I saw a couple of months ago. I saw them in not the greatest of cups have home field advantage and still not do anything.
So in 26, because 26 is coming very shortly, bro.
We'll win the World Cup, though.
We ain't winning crap.
Stop. We're winning.
We have to get in at least round of 16.
You have to win a round of 16 game.
So we got to get into the quarters?
Yeah.
So quarters is your bare minimum.
Yes. We got Pochetta, the new coach from Argentina.
Wow. So we can't even just get through the knockout round.
Not with home field advantage.
So we have to get through the knockout round and win a game in the
get through pool play, get into the knockout
get out
round.
through the pool play, and then
you got to win one.
You got to win one in the knockout round.
Yep. You got the new coach. You are the best the program's ever been. You got home country advantage. You are population. Population.
You don't really have home country advantage. There's two other countries also.
Population-wise, the largest country in the cup. Yeah. Sports-wise, the greatest country in the cup.
By the way, if I'm World Cup, if I want to do that, I'm making sure the U.S. are playing in stadiums where I know that they're going to have a home pitch advantage.
Yeah, like New York, Dallas.
I don't know if New York is a good. No, Dallas. It depends on who you're playing.
At every World Cup, the largest contingent of fans is
Mexican.
No, USA.
Oh, is that?
Yeah.
Is it?
Look it up. Yeah.
Really?
It's been that for years. And that's a little known fact. People don't say. They're like, yeah, more people from the United States at every World Cup than any other country. I mean, at the beginning, obviously, not at the end. No.
Oh, obviously, because they just need to see the beginning because they know their teams ain't gonna last.
I've never in my viewing seen the U.S. win a knockout round game. And they haven't. I think in my life, one time they.
Yeah, you did. You saw when
the Colombia game.
Yeah, that was '94. That was what 30 years ago.
I wasn't watching that close.
I was watching.
Man. I was a kid. I didn't know what was going on.
Oh, I was watching. 30 years ago. Come on, man. When you see a guy with crazy hair like that, you're watching.
Oh yeah, that dude is crazy. But yeah, so
the two.
So I'm buying into everything now.
The two wants? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm buying into everything. I'm buying Christian Pulisic telling me that USA soccer's in the best place it's ever been, even though it couldn't win a game in the CONMEBOL. I'm buying that the Dolphins are going to go on the road and beat a playoff team. What else am I buying today, Vlad? Do you want to sell me something that I can buy? Because my wallet's open, it seems like.
I got an island. I got an island in New York City.
Say no more. I got you. I want it. I'm buying everything today. Oh, we'll make sense of it all next. Got another hour.
The two Pablos. That was the name of the third.
Oh yeah, the guy got killed because he accidentally made him say. Actually, that story kind of debunked that whole thing that he got killed because he accidentally scored an own goal.
Bro, that team was loaded. That team was supposed. Yes, that team was supposed to win the World Cup.
No, Brazil was supposed to win, and they did.
Brazil always supposed to win it, but that team was supposed to challenge Brazil. They even showed you leading up. It was a good for 30 for 30. If you watch
it, that new one, that's New York Stock Exchange that I got to see.
I gotta see the Favre getting pressed by Mark Gasson.
So Favre going, I don't need this PR, bro. Step away.
But real quick on the two Pablos, yeah, that Colombian team was favored to win the World Cup that year, and that's why. And he put a lot of money on that team. He loved that team, and unfortunately, they lost to the U.S. and didn't qualify.
Let's start it a year and a half in advance, Vlad. Colombia, we're coming for you. Coming for you.
Okay.
I can't say it with a straight face.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll be back after this.
It's time for the 13th annual
733.
Talk to me, man.
Talk to me. Yeah, we've learned this, lad. If you're selling, I'm buying today. Cam Ward for Heisman, book it. Dolphins winning against Texans tomorrow, book it.
And thinking that you're going to win false accusations against Jay-Z?
No, don't book that.
You're not booking that.
U.S. men's team in 2026 World Cup, book it. What else are we booking today?
I ain't booking that. I ain't booking
Are you booking Incarnate Word against South Dakota State? Incarnate Word, that's where Cam Ward used to play.
Yeah.
They're getting their ass handed to him, too.
Oh,
21-0 right now. Maybe they could use Cam Ward. Obviously, you could use Cam Ward. Cam Ward, man, you talk about some guys wanting to leave early, like we talked about Bronny James leaving early. Cam Ward really raised his stock by coming back for a senior year.
Well, I mean,
plus he made a lot of money.
That's the thing now.
Nowadays, you can make more money in college than the pros.
Listen, I told you this, Dan. I told you this. It's easier. The NILs just save a lot of guys' careers because you don't necessarily have to leave to go to the NFL immediately. Guys are transferring. All of a sudden, everybody wants to be studious now because now there's NIL money. Oh, yeah, I'll be a grad student. Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
I'll double major.
Yeah.
I'll be a double grad.
So you're gonna
Why? Because you can get $1 to $2, $3 million and being a starting quarterback in a university, and you might make more money than you would if you try to enter the NFL draft and might be an undrafted free agent.
I would expect Cam Ward may have to take a pay cut next year. Because I think he's making around $2 million.
No, he's not taking no.
He's probably making about $2 million.
Yeah, he's going to be making more than that last year.
An NFL rookie?
Yeah.
Makes more than $2 million? Depending on where you're drafted, I understand that. Hell, man.
He's making more than that. Come on, man. Caleb's making at least $6 million.
Oh,
right
man,
now.
it's good, though.
Yeah,
I wonder who's going to be the number 1 overall pick. That's going to be interesting to see.
It's Shedeur.
Shedeur?
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't mind him being the quarterback of the Saints, or Tua's pretty good. I'll roll with Tua on that one. But yeah, okay. Well, you also have the Panthers tonight, 10 o'clock game against Calgary. The Calgary Flames. That's Matthew Tkachuk's return to Calgary, which he was not really mincing his words when he said, I ain't like it very much. I like South Florida. But then again, who doesn't? I mean, come on. South Florida's the best. And Southern California's pretty cool too. But yeah, Calgary or Miami. Come on, man. And he won a championship. So we love you. And he probably gets free drinks at the Elbow Room. I'm just saying. Cool. Let's get to some headlines real quick.
Of course he gets free drinks.
Dude, I'm not lying though. We were talking to some of our guys at Duffy's Implantation where we go a lot of times.
Sabrina.
Oh yeah. We had a conversation. I had talking to her about some stuff. Nonetheless,
start about me.
I asked her about you. I don't know why I asked her about you.
Why would you ask her about me?
I don't know, man. I don't make a lot of sense when I go to Duffy's because it's 2 for 1, man. You know, just, but nonetheless, I was talking to someone that owned another restaurant, and they said that Mikula came by, and he's like, "Can you believe he walked out on his bill?" I was like, "Wait, you didn't just comp his meal because he brought the Stanley Cup and his wife by?" And the guy's like, "No, but the next day he came and realized, he said, I'm sorry, I forgot that I didn't pay. I wanted to pay you." So big ups to Mikula for not paying and then coming back and paying. But if I'm a restaurant and you show up out of your own will with the Stanley Cup and bring all that business, I'd be like, "Yo, do it, live it up. Drinks are on me." Just saying. Little insight right there.
That's messed up, bro. Come on, Miko. Do better.
He came back though.
Yeah, but you should never forget.
See, what he probably did was, this is what I would do. And like, you and I do this a lot. We eat, drink, and then just leave. And
dine and dash?
No. We're expecting that we're comped. And maybe he thought he was kind of like hoping he'd be comped and then realized, I don't think they're comping that meal.
Nah, he tried dine and dash.
I've never done it. I've tried. But my heart just, it's one of those things. I can't live with myself knowing that I'm doing something like just blatantly wrong. Now I have tried to just leave a tip and get the hell out of there, but I just can't do it, man. I just eat it. One guy that's not going to be buying drinks or even have people buy him drinks, at least not here in South Florida, Odell Beckham Jr. After just 9 games and 9 catches, he's been released by the Dolphins. Miami plays the Houston Texans tomorrow at 1.
Now, if Odell signs with another team, a contender,
I wish him the best.
And he starts balling out,
that sucks.
What does that mean? Because we're going to go through a list of people who were on the Miami Dolphins last year.
Oh, we keep receipts.
That were criticized heavy.
Still criticized to this day.
By the fan base and media members. And they're doing a hell of a job in their New jobs.
Oh, that's what makes us different, Vlad. People, they always are quick to say things, but then they don't circle back and get back to
No, nobody wants to spin around the block.
such and such sucks. He's terrible.
So that's why I'm asking you this
how
question.
can we let such and such go? They're too good.
Now,
do we go back and look?
It seems to me that maybe there was some.
Don't matter.
No, with Odell.
Oh, I have a theory about Odell, but
I don't know.
I don't want to get into
I want to say is this.
I think he has some issues.
No. Right. But medical or personal?
Personal, I think so.
Okay. But I also think he had medical issues that he didn't really fully
I think the Dolphins
convey to the Dolphins. Or fully convey to the Dolphins.
Or the Dolphins took a chance thinking that his health issues would get better.
Well, remember, he did play last year in Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
There's no way he can go to another team and ball.
No, I think he can. I think he can go back to the Rams. I think he can feel that. I think Sean McVay would be able to get him going.
I mean, Mike McDaniel's an offensive mind.
But McDaniel's no McVay, bro. We're talking about a guy that wins in the postseason and another guy that
won the head-to-head matchup this year.
He did.
Uh-huh.
He did win the head-to-head matchup.
That one too.
He did.
It's another one we got right.
So wait a minute. Time out then. By that theory, the Dolphins have beaten a good team on the road.
At the time, though, they weren't a winning team, but yes, they have. And they won in prime time.
So and that was a primetime game.
They've changed the narrative.
So by that theory, they've actually won on the road against a good team on national TV.
That's why I have them beating the Texans tomorrow.
I don't. But I think Odell going to the Rams or something where he's familiar may be better.
Yeah,
it may fit him.
It makes sense. It makes sense.
May fit him better.
Tonight, 4 finalists for the Heisman Trophy. Miami's Cam Ward. He's got some great numbers. You also have a great running back out of Boise State by the name of Ashton Genty.
Yes, Haitian Massive, baby, one of our own. IET.
Yeah, the guy that wins everything. He's played on every team. Also, Dylan Gabriel, the quarterback of Oregon.
Yeah, he's a bum.
Did he start at Oklahoma?
Yeah, he stinks.
Every year there's that guy. Last year it was Bo Nix, who was married, had a 401k.
I'm not knocking that. You know why? Because Bo Nix actually was ready.
Balling.
Yeah, he's balling. So if Dylan has a Bo Nix, if Dylan has a Bo Nix career, then I'll take everything I'm saying. But he stinks. I'm not impressed.
Well, they're just putting the best player on the best team in there.
I'm not impressed.
And the guy who's going to win it tonight.
The favorite.
He's going to win it. It is Colorado Buffaloes, Mr. Everything. Seriously, he was first team all Big 12 receiver, and he was the defensive player in the year in the Big 12, Travis Hunter.
I should have talked to the kid, man.
Interesting. Travis Hunter, from what I'm understanding, very interesting and very intelligent, but it's interesting.
He's very smart, but he's let me tell you what I love about this young man.
Pause.
No, I can say this. I'm not saying why I ain't saying why I'm in. Yeah, I ain't. I got love for this young man. He's so humble, bro. He's very humble, very quiet, very.
I mean, look at his career path. He started at Jackson State in Jackson, Mississippi, in a Division II team.
He decided to because he primed the impact of Deion Sanders because he was the #1 player in the country, which was supposed to go to Florida State, and he flipped that to go to Jackson State and then went from Jackson State to Colorado. He believed in Deion, and Deion never swayed. Deion never lied to him. And you could tell, like, that relationship, like Travis is one of Deion's sons.
Oh, yeah. But look at the career path. He can go from Jackson, Mississippi to Boulder, Colorado, and then who knows where he gets drafted. Let's just say possibly New York or LA. What a great story that is. And if you've ever been to Jackson, Mississippi, you don't forget it because it's terrible. It's miserable.
They stole They stole Deion's radio.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Have you been to the state of Mississippi, Vlad?
Hell no.
There's not a lot of reasons to go. I'll be honest. And
why would I? There's certain states.
I've been to Mississippi a billion times in my life, and I could say not very many times have I had a good time.
I'm gonna tell you this right now. There's a lot of places in the South I'm not going. Right? You better have a major city in the South in order for me to go. So if I'm going to Georgia, thank God there's Atlanta. If I'm going to Florida, thank God there's Miami. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not going to no Biloxi, Mississippi, or
Birmingham, Alabama.
What?
Mobile, Alabama.
Mobile.
Mobile's not bad though. I get
whatever. I would have been part of those people in that dock fight. I guarantee you I would have been one of them. You would have seen me, Black Phelps.
Look, you go to Mississippi, Vlad. You're in the majority. It's one of those states.
I don't get it. But yeah, it does. It's just nasty. I'm not doing that.
People are nasty in the South sometimes.
Sometimes.
From there, come on, bro.
I'm just saying, if there wasn't New Orleans, I'm not heading to Louisiana. I'm not lying to you.
Why else would you go anywhere in Louisiana other than New Orleans? I mean, I'm from there.
Rouge. I ain't gonna lie. I like Baton Rouge.
Baton Rouge. If it weren't for LSU, though, in the state capital,
I would definitely go to Louisiana because
it's a different culture in the
but it's similar to my culture,
right?
The Creole
it has a lot of Creole influence, a lot of Spanish and French, and I mean, and of course, I'm saying that because I'm from there. But Louisiana's a little bit, I mean, still a very southern state, but it has a little different of a culture because you got the Cajun culture.
That's why I laugh at people when they were like, "Oh, you don't have a real college now." Listen, man, University of Miami's in Miami. It's in Coral Gables. People can move. They can do things. You think I want to go in some of you places?
Alabama?
Come on, man.
Tuscaloosa,
what are you talking about?
Tuscaloosa and Auburn are the
Tuscaloosa
worst schools I've ever visited.
Your city's name is Tuscaloosa. Don't talk to me after that. Don't talk to me.
We're kind of getting
Miami, Tuscaloosa. Don't talk to me.
The Heat are winners of 4 in a row. They're back in action Monday at 7 against the Pistons for their final NBA Cup game. Miami's expected to move Thomas Bryant to the Pacers and possibly sign Drew Smith to a standard deal.
Why would you want to make a trade with your op?
I mean, Thomas Bryant.
You loved him, don't you?
I thought he was going to be good.
I told you 2 years ago that man was.
That's how bad the Lakers organization is. He was a decent contributor for the Lakers one year. Got traded to Denver, won a championship, then came here. We re-signed him. I was like, well, for what? 0.1 points a game? We need him off the bench. I don't know. Solana's actually out at Hollywood Kia. He may be checking in just a little bit. They're giving away tickets to an upcoming Heat game, so you could stop by there before 2 o'clock, Hollywood Kia, and they'll get you taken care of, hopefully. Inter Miami will face Sporting KC in the first round of the CONCACAF Champions Cup. That's Tuesday, February 18th and the 25th. Once again, January 18th, U.S. men's national team going to be taking on Venezuela, and I'm 50-50 on it right now. I'm thinking if I can get a posse together, you, Vlad, maybe Daniel Solana, maybe Alejandro Solana, maybe some Venezuelan people, just, so got all my bases covered. Maybe we'll go out there, man. $30 tickets? Not bad.
That's not bad.
Not bad. I mean, there's fees and stuff like that, but we'll get into that later. Panthers, once again, they do continue that Western swing tonight at 10 when they take on the Calgary Flames. You can hear that right here, 560 WQAM, starting at 9:30. Little pregame action with Dougie Plagans. American Heritage defeated Orlando Jones High 40-31 in the 4A state championship. Miami commit, your guy, Malachi Toney.
I like the name, man.
Went 15 for 1,888 yards and no interceptions.
So wait, he's a what? Is he a 4-star?
I think he's a 4-star, yeah.
Okay, and he's going to the U.
He's going to be a receiver.
But he's playing receiver. He's not playing quarterback.
Yeah, so he was playing receiver at American Heritage, but they needed a quarterback. So
and then he's just so good.
He's
so damn good that it's like, all right, let me just do this quarterback thing. I just went 15 out of 18. Yeah, I'm good.
State champion. 4A. That's how it is. No,
light work. Just light work.
Now in the South, though, what they do is if you're like the best player on a team, you're that team's everything. You're the quarterback, the linebacker, the extra point kicker, the punter. What else do you do on the team? You do everything, man, because it's just, you need bodies and stuff like that. Different world down there. Different world in the South, man. A lot of neighborhood schools. You know why. President Biden has pardoned Nevin Shapiro for his Ponzi scheme. Nevin Shapiro is still probably not allowed on the campus, or really, I don't know if the campus are definitely not, but I mean, they don't want him at Hurricanes games. Almost got that death penalty, man. Whew. That was hit or miss right there for a minute there, Vlad. Did you think they were going to get the death penalty with the Nevin Shapiro thing? I think that they did it once and they don't ever want to do that again because he saw it. But now SMU's balling there in the playoffs, so give him credit. NFL Hall of Fame receiver and ESPN analyst Randy Moss is recovering from major surgery.
Man, praise to Randy.
Following learning that he had a cancerous mass in his bile duct. So Randy Moss's son, who played at LSU for a while, also, doing his thing. So we wish the best for Randy. I love Randy Moss on TV. I loved him.
I love Randy Moss.
Period.
Just man. I mean, one of the best players. The freak, man. Like, dude, they made a term out of his name.
Is he pound for pound the greatest receiver of all time? I mean, Jerry Rice, you can make an argument.
Yeah, he's pound for pound the greatest receiver of all time.
Tyreek Hill, you can make an argument for.
No, if you're talking about,
we're talking Megatron, about Calvin.
We're talking about physical stature of height,
just
speed,
just to beat you.
Wait, he was 6'4", 218, 215,
ran a 4.240,
and ran a 4.2, 4.340. Come on, man. You're not beating that, bro.
Just imagine. It's like Usain Bolt. Like some people are built.
He changed the game.
They're just made for what they do. Randy Moss was just made for being a receiver. Usain Bolt made for being a sprinter. You just look at him and go, yep. Like, I remember the first time before Usain Bolt was Usain Bolt, I was like, that dude looks like God's gift to the 100 meters. And sure enough, he was.
There's certain athletes, when you look at them,
just know.
You knew Braun.
Yeah, you kind of knew he was.
You just knew it. Like, yeah, you knew Braun. You know,
can't miss kid. There's a couple of can't miss kids out there.
There's just, that's that.
Like Tim Tebow. Some guys are just can't miss kids. Wait, what? Oh, congratulations, by the way.
Sometimes they're blessed. They're just blessed.
Heisman Trophy winning. It's Heisman Trophy Day. Today in 2019, Joe Burrow won the Heisman.
Joe Burrow.
What a player, man. What a player.
I like, hey, your quarterback is good, man.
Man, he's
really good.
Jamar Chase is darn good too, but the rest of the team is, as we say, about
and by the way, you know, Solana.
I don't want to get into it.
No, I supported him. Solana was right. I didn't like what Hawk and Crowder were. Well, Crowder wasn't really saying it, but Hawk just being a homer.
You
got to stop. Sometimes
Zach Gelb let him off the hook so bad the other.
Oh he rock bottomed him. He rock bottomed him.
He could have gotten him really bad.
No, he rock bottomed him. He could have done the people's elbow in Hawk, but he just let him live. But he rock bottomed him when he said
he was so infuriated that he didn't use a lot of Hawk's own logic against him. But man, I was driving in the car picking up a Christmas tree, which is another mess, and I was like, "Ooh,
look at you!"
I was like, "Hawk is about
Chris
to get."
Kingle.
Hawk is about to get torched.
Nah, he said it. I think the best point that was made, and I know the best point that was made was the fact that, for those who know, that during the week of the Hawk and Crowder show, there was a talk between, which quarterback would you want, Joe Burrow or Tua Tagovailoa, and the majority was saying Joe Burrow, but Hawk made a homeristic, a homer point for Tua. And
both quarterbacks are great.
Both quarterbacks are great, and they're at the right situation. But Zach Gelb came on, and Zach said, "Joe Burrow you could put Joe Burrow in any offense in across the league, and he'll succeed. You have to put Tua in a particular or specific offense."
I don't particularly agree with that. I think Tua would be a star anywhere.
I'm
being a homer, but I'm real.
No, he's not. He's not being a star in Buffalo.
Oh, well, we've got to see if he.
You said anywhere. He's not being a star in Baltimore.
I still think he could be. Yeah,
he's not being a star in Foxborough.
I do think.
No, he's not.
We'll
not with that on.
Cold weather game. If he beats Cleveland, there you go.
If he beats Cleveland, man, Jameis is gonna have the game of his life.
Cleveland 3-9 or something right now.
It don't matter. It's Jameis.
I love this. Is what I love about Jameis Winston. He's like me. He mouths off a lot, says a lot of craziness, doesn't care. And he's so hot and cold. Like one game,
so fascinating.
In one game, he could take Patrick Mahomes down, and then the next week, he can't find his way out of a paper bag against. I'm trying to think of who's a sucky quarterback in this league. Who plays quarterback for the Saints now? Spencer Rattler. And then gets handed to him by Spencer Rattler. He makes no sense.
So exciting.
You just never. You're scared to death.
Listen,
I'm scared to death. Why am I scared to go play Cleveland?
I love it.
Jameis could be Jameis, and he could just ball.
That's the thing. It could be, and it could happen within a quarter. It could happen within 2 possessions.
How did you lose 38-10 to the Cleveland Browns? Jameis Winston, man. And then the next week, watch out. He goes 3 for 14 with 21 passing yards, 5 interceptions.
But it'll be exciting. Get that post conference. He's like, I pray to God during the quarter to stop making me throw pick six. I know I could. I believe in myself. I know I can stop.
Some of the stuff he says, he's like pregame rallying the troops. Like,
dude, like his facial, like, that Thursday night interview was the best.
It makes no sense.
That's Steelers and Brown rivalry. What does it feel? Oh, this is what the Lord wanted. Yes.
I'll tell you one thing.
I was like, geez, Jameis, what's going on?
I did it one time, literally, not even joking. He goes, "We Seminoles." I'm like, "You don't play for Florida State anymore."
No, you need to know about the crab story. You need to know the full.
What did he say? I accidentally put him in my pants and walked out of the store with them.
No. Remember when he's like, "We eat them W's."
Yeah, but we eat them crabs, and he stole crabs in high school.
Right, he stole crabs in, but no,
we're talking about crabs at a fresh market or something like that.
We talking about when he said we eat them W's. There's a little bit more to the story that Gerald McCoy. I don't think Gerald McCoy don't mess with. I don't think he really messed with what's his name, with
Jameis Winston.
He doesn't mess with Jameis Winston because of he just thought he was just a little too extra.
I like Jameis because one year for the Saints, He had a season-ending knee injury. They ended up winning the game. Post-game, he's in the locker room with a brace and crutches dancing.
Can't beat that. Only Solana would do that. Because, Solana gets hurt a lot, and Solana would do something like that. Speaking of Solana.
Get on in here, Solana. What's going on, man?
Yo, you guys hear me? I jumped in the car because I know it was super windy and it was tough to hear.
Solana's just saying, I'm going to do this hit, and I'm out. Come on. We all know the move.
He's in his old lady's Kia at Kia. That's Kia,
he's about to bounce in 30 minutes. Let me just do this hit, and then I'm out.
I'm 30 minutes away, but now I'll be here till 2. We still got a pair of heat tickets. I was just giving everybody one more reminder. I apologize for interrupting Sports Day. Dan, Dave, Vlad, I appreciate you guys letting me jump on, but just another reminder, on the corner of Pembroke Road and 441, if you happen to be driving near Hollywood right now, it's the Season of New Traditions event going on at Hollywood Kia. Come out. We have the WQAM tent up here. We have swag from QAM, and you can still, we have about 30 minutes left for you to scan our barcode, and you're entered for a chance to win Miami Heat tickets versus the Brooklyn Nets coming up later this December.
I want to ask you this, Solana. Of course, you're part of the Hawk and Crowder show. Did Zach Gelb just kind of get lost in the argument, or did he take it easy on Hawk? Because he could have.
I heard this argument. First of all, before you answer, you were absolutely right. I supported you in your argument.
Is this about Joe Burrow versus Tua? Yes. Oh, come on.
But no, Zach. But the way Hawk was, being such a homer, when Zach came on and rock bottom him, like told him, you could put Joe Burrow in any other offense in the league, he'll be good. You have to put Tua in a particular offense. I think that was it. That was the point.
Yeah, I just let him off the hook. I don't think it sounds bad, right? Doing this because it sounds like you're dismissing Tua or it's an indictment on Tua, and it's not. I think Joe Burrow's in a category. I mean, you have Mahomes, right? Mahomes is in his own tier. Period. End of story. And people want to talk about his numbers sucked this year. Okay, all right.
His numbers always suck, except the rings that he puts on his finger.
I mean, the guy has multiple Super Bowls. Like, what are we doing here? Okay, but I put him in a category, right? And then right now, I think you have another tier, and the second tier, which is Josh Allen. I think Lamar Jackson is in that tier, and then I think Joe Burrow's in that tier. And
it's not think, he is.
Right. And then we could do another tier if you want after that, of everybody else. And does Tua belong there? I think there's a case to be made.
Tua's in the third tier.
I'm not saying 100% he is, but I think there's absolutely a case to be made. But most of the players in that third tier, I believe, have had more postseason success than Tua Tagovailoa. And obviously that's the cloud that hangs over him. And I know it's an easy thing to fall back on, but it's just the truth. Like, I mean, if you're not playing to go be a perennial Super Bowl contender, then what are you playing for? And I think, with Tua, until he's able to do that, and, the fact that the Dolphins may not make the playoffs this year is not Tua's fault per se, right? I mean, he's played at a MVP level. He really has since returning. So this isn't hey, the Dolphins will make the playoffs, so it's on Tua. It's not. I don't think that's fair. But when you're just comparing Tua to some of the elite quarterbacks in the NFL, Joe Burrow being one of them, which Hawk was doing, I think it's laughable to say that Tua is a better quarterback than Joe Burrow, which is what I told Hawk, by the way. I don't see how you can make that argument. Is he closer than we all thought 2 years ago when Burrow was in the Super Bowl and Tua was being coached by Brian Flores? Absolutely. I mean, we didn't think Tua was going to be a franchise quarterback. He's proven that if he can stay healthy, he is, but he needs a specific offense, right, Dan, to be able to do that?
Yes, I do. He needs specific conditions. Let's keep it a buck. The guy can't play as of right now, it's the team, but literally him. If it's 40 degrees or below, he can't win. The thing about it is certain conditions. I've always said this about the team: they don't draft for their division. Where you're going to New York, you're going to Foxborough, you're going to New Jersey. You're going to go to cool places, draft for those environments, draft for those teams that you're going to face.
Yeah. And
my problem with like you said, Tua is, I'm looking at the numbers. The guy's thrown for 2,500, over 22,456 yards, 17 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, and he missed 4 games. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's putting up, like you said, MVP numbers. But this game is about quarterbacks. Even and it's funny to me when you want to make an argument for your guy that it's a team game, but when we're making arguments for everybody else, it's a quarterback versus quarterback game. Tua's only had one postseason game and he didn't look great. I saw Joe Burrow take a team to 2 AFC Championship game, 1 Super Bowl, and literally, if it wasn't for Aaron Donald making one of the best defensive plays ever, Jalen Ramsey was burnt. Jamar Chase would have caught that touchdown, and the Cincinnati Bengals would have been the Super Bowl champs. That's what I'm saying.
We're talking about the only guy. Think about it. The only guy other than Tom Brady to beat Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs, and he did it in Kansas City. And then the following year, Kansas City beat the Bengals, but it was 20. The final score was 26-23. I mean, they played them toe to toe.
Right, but mind you, remember that game. To be fair, there was a late penalty called on a Patrick Mahomes run that gave Butker 15 yards to kick that field goal. That was why they were able to hit the field goal. So it's Burrow's that guy.
Of course.
He's that guy, and that's it. I know we all love Tua, but two things can be right. Tua is a franchise quarterback, but the people that thought he had limitations in order for them to get over the next step, they may be right as well.
Solana, you're out at Kia. Tell us a little more about what's going on for the next 30 minutes at Kia, Hollywood Kia.
So for the next 30 minutes, I'm out here. It is the Season of New Traditions event. I talk about Kia every day on the radio, so they have us out here just to kind of let the people know, our listeners know, that the price you see is the price you pay. The customer service here is fantastic. I talk about it every day. And again, I'm out here until 2 p.m. We're giving away a pair of Heat tickets. You can enter to win. We gave away a pair already. We have one more pair, and we're going to be doing that drawing in about 25 minutes, like 5 minutes before 2. So if you're anywhere near us, just come by, say what's up. I'll give you a QAM t-shirt or a QAM hat. I'm wearing one right now because my hair got all messed up in the wind. It is a little windy out here. And that's about it, guys. Again, on the corner of Pembroke Road and 441 Hollywood Kia.
One quick question, yes or no? U.S. men's soccer team going to win the World Cup in 2026?
Did you say the U.S. men's soccer team?
Yeah.
The World Cup? In women's. You're talking about in women's.
No. The men's team, Christian Pulisic and those guys, man. Come on.
No. I'm sorry.
No.
I think there's a lot of talent. Pulisic is having an unbelievable season with Milan in the Serie A, and he deserves his flowers. But no, the team top to bottom is nowhere near some of the best teams in the world. They're just not. We saw it in the Copa America. I'm sorry.
Agree to disagree. Solana, thank you so much, man. Have fun out there at Hollywood Kia.
Yes, sir. I love Sports Day. Dan, Dave, Vlad, thank you very much for letting me barge in, and I'll see you guys later.
All right, bro.
We're going to keep receipts next here on Sports Day 560 WQAM.
Download it today and make us your favorite station. Same great shows, same great games. Plus, you can use the rewind feature and listen to anything you missed. Hurry!
Oh, we tell you all the time, we keep receipts here at Sports Day 560 WQAM at Macuzan Vladimir Lilson. I am Dan Day. It's time to pull out those receipts and check. Just kind of check.
Walmart receipts or Target receipts or CVS?
I go to Target, man. I'm a Target guy. I don't know. A punching bag for Dolphins fans, even to this day. Old man Vic Fangio.
Fangs!
Oh my God! What a bum! Tapioca pudding.
Love
oh, old man.
They were hating on the old
Lost touch with the game. Sucks. This defense was pretty good last year, to be honest with you. The problem
Top
with
10.
Defense was not a problem with the Dolphins last year.
Top 10.
Ran him out of town.
Said he was
Savon
too
Holland,
old.
kick rocks.
Kicked him and his tapioca pudding out.
Jalen Ramsey, nah. Nobody liked him. Everybody he handcuffing
By the way,
Cam Smith.
For players that didn't really like him, they must have liked the scheme because they still were a top 10 defense. They must have liked something.
The defense was good last year. No. And even to this day, Vic Fangio just gets berated. You know who has the number one defense yards average-wise in the whole NFL?
Yeah, with a white cornerback. It's unbelievable. Cooper DeJean. It would be the Philadelphia Eagles, sir.
You know who's top, not top, but one of the tops in the league for touchdowns allowed this year?
Would it be the Philadelphia Eagles defense, sir?
That is correct. You know another team that is tops in the league for touchdowns allowed?
Would it be the Minnesota Vikings?
Who is the defensive coach of the Minnesota Vikings?
I believe he's a former Miami Dolphins head coach, Brian Flores.
Yeah. Interesting. Defense now for the Dolphins, it's 9th overall, 318 and a half.
That's pretty good.
28 touchdowns. Dolphins still good. We're not.
They ain't number one.
I mean, now you're going to argue this. You know, the Eagles have a stacked defense. They've got all types of players.
No. Because last year these are the same players.
Can't devalue. Keep it receipts.
Last year their defense wasn't like that.
If we're keeping receipts, and you're a Dolphins fan, leave Vic Fangio alone. He's proven himself over and over and over again. And maybe he didn't get along with everybody on the team, but his defense was pretty darn good. And now his defense in Philadelphia is really good. Brian Flores, I think, for the most part, Dolphins fans don't hate. I don't hate Brian Flores. I think he's an all right guy. I think he kind of got done dirty. And although, you know, snitches get stitches. I mean,
snitches get stitches. And the streets always need a body.
You know who has the number 2 pass defense in the league?
Minnesota Vikings?
Philadelphia Eagles.
Philadelphia Eagles, okay.
So number 1 overall defense, number 2 pass defense.
With intangible cornerbacks.
Dolphins number 11. And then I'm trying to find the rush defense. So
no, you're not running on the Eagles.
To make it even better, you know who has number 2 rush defense? That is your Minnesota Vikings.
Oh yeah, you're not running on the Eagles.
The Eagles are up there at number 8. Actually, the Dolphins have a better rush defense by 0.2 yards than the Eagles.
So what you're trying to say is that the last 2 maybe defensive coordinators of the Miami Dolphins and people who've been run out of town,
pretty good,
have been doing excellent jobs coordinating with for other teams.
I think
with former Dolphin players as well.
Yeah, Andrew Van Ginkel's having a caliber season that he's probably in the MVP talk for Defensive Player of the Year. I mean, he's got to be in the talks. Yeah, and we decided not to. I know he was coming off an injury. A lot of people will neglect, like, we could have kept him for cheap. Yeah, I think we were more worried about the injury bug thing. And it looked like Van Ginkel, I definitely likes playing for Brian Flores because he played for him with Vikings and is having a career year. Just keeping the receipts. That's all.
That's some good receipts.
And I'll do it again. I warned you. I said, Christian Wilkins, man, I think it's okay that we let him go. People, oh no!
I give you that. No. You were one. You were.
And I don't want to hear, oh, well, if you be healthy. No. It's not about if and
you weren't that
I wasn't upset.
Why is the word I want to say downtrodden?
Yeah.
But you weren't upset. You weren't like it. Like, even though I felt like, you don't let. I think, let me say this before we go to break. I think the fact that he was drafted, you know what I'm saying? Like, when it's one of your own, it's the same way, almost like the way Heat fans feel about Tyler. You drafted him. You see the potential. It's like you want that to grow up and you want to grow with him and be like, yeah, I've had this player for a long time. It means a lot to certain to fans that when you draft a player and the player spends quite a period of time with that team, you feel one with that with the player. There's a connection. And when they're good and they're so good to the community and stuff like that, that Christian was, you see the connection. But sometimes it's business, man.
Yeah,
And
it's business.
It's business.
Vic Fangio got a good defense. Brian Flores got a good defense. Dolphins got a good defense too. We got a guy in Anthony Weaver, so I guess everybody wins.
Or do they?
Why do I feel? Close up the show next. 560 WQAM. Getting you ready for Army-Navy game. It's coming up. The pregame's about to start in just a couple of minutes. You got a couple more minutes with my cousin, Vladimir Louison, and I. It's always good to watch Army-Navy. And now that they're good, whoo, it's going to be exciting. They're on a heater. Tyler Hero. Man, I wish Zion Williamson would have been traded here.
Fatty McDunk.
I'm just saying. I think they're both great.
It's over, B. It's over for him.
Tyler Hero's shown us something this year. I mean, he loves that new offense. That up-tempo offense is tailor-made for him. It is absolutely wonderful. Dolphins, can we get a win against a team that was in the playoffs last year? Come on. We're in a dome. That helps. So might be all right. Got a lot of other football and basketball games. It's Happy Hoops Giving Day today. So you're going to see a lot of basketball games. The men's Miami team, they're still going through a lot of growing pains. They're on a 7-game losing streak.
They play tomorrow afternoon.
Presbyterian tomorrow.
If they can't beat Presbyterian, oh my God.
They couldn't beat Charleston Southern. They couldn't beat Drake.
Well, cousin, are we back on? We'll be back on maybe in the next couple of weeks or so.
Yeah, I want to say this real quick. You and I might even be going on a little field trip soon. You know, we're known.
Oh, yes. Yo,
so
check out socials.
Yeah, so we do Marlins games, and our dude Nathan's in North Carolina right now, but I went to a place last night called Rosa Sky in Brickell. It's a rooftop bar, and it's happy hours. Unbelievable. And Vlad said, let's do it Friday. So we might be going out to Rosa Sky Friday. And then tonight I'm going to South Beach. I'm going to go check out the lights and go to South Beach Brewery. You know, that's where Dan Lowe.
Nice.
Rest in peace. His brother did the artwork for.
Okay, that's what's up.
So, and they're supposed to be an Elvis impersonator next weekend. So we'll talk about that another day, though. What are you doing the rest of the day, Vlad?
I might hit Fort Lauderdale, Las Olas. They have this thing they do for you trade in sneakers. To get there's new sneakers for kids, but it's gonna be at a club. It's old school Saturdays, like they play old school hip hop and everything like that. It's a real cool situation down in Las Olas, Fort Lauderdale. And maybe later on tonight, watch some Saturday Night's Main Event. Yes, the wrestling geek in me is gonna watch Saturday Night's Main Event. It's back.
That is my cousin Vladimir Louison. I am Dan Day. Till next time, you've been watching Sports Day on 560 WQAM.
Later, fools.
13th